Taiwanese people say you haven't experienced life until you've climbed Jade Mountain, or Yushan as it's known in Chinese. But with 40,000 people making the once-in-a-lifetime trip every year, keeping the slopes clean and free of litter can be a problem. At least the problem of going to the bathroom over 3,000 meters above sea level has been solved. Thanks to a group of conservation volunteers, there are now 2 eco-toilets on the hiking trail up to the main peak. We followed the intrepid do-gooders on their way to check up on the facility.
Yushan conservation volunteer Tairong's code name is Black Bear No. 2. Today we're following his tracks up the mountain.
最近比较平缓，因为刚刚那个我们台木女生的厕所刚刚营业嘛，所以有些状况。
The nature lover and his wife know the conservation rule book backwards. When they see tourists breaking the law on the way up, they pull over immediately.
We're conservation volunteers. Please don't feed the monkeys. You can take photographs, but please don't feed them.
It's best if you just park and don't get out.
Thank you, because feeding the monkeys messes up their natural behavior.
But then the monkeys show up the conservationist. We forgot to close the door after parking the car, allowing the monkeys to get in and steal a banana. Before we start climbing, we have already learnt a valuable lesson. The next stop is the mountain trail to the main peak.
This is broom rape. It's also called rabbit's walking stick. It's a parasite.
On the way up, the conservation volunteers document plant life and pick up garbage.
Here, when hikers are on their way up, after they finish their drink, they throw the bottle away and stuff it in hidden cracks like this. When they stuff it in like that, over time, it will seriously damage the environment.
There are lots of mountain plants and flowers on the way up. It's like a Garden of Eden.
Yet today's destination is the eco-toilet on the way to the main peak. The toilet is kept spotlessly clean by the volunteers and does not smell. There are 2 facilities like this on the footpath, which help keep the environment clean, much to the appreciation of hikers. As well as knowing how to use the toilet, there are other lessons to learn. For example, this dark-looking soil is mostly human waste.
These are fallen leaves with human waste. It smells musty. It's a very natural smell. It doesn't smell of chemicals. It's a gift of nature.
The human waste is naturally broken down by mixing it with topsoil and composting it.
This is the collection bin, which has human waste and topsoil in it. And some garbage is thrown in there by hikers. There's nothing they don't throw away.
Each year, 40,000 hikers make their way up to Yushan's main peak, so convenient toilets are essential to keep the mountain trail clean.
Dealing with this still isn't easy. I would be lying if I said I didn't mind the mess and the smell.
If you don't deal with it, it'll always be there.
The first time I turned it over, I wasn't too happy. But then I thought, if I do this, it'll make a big difference to nature, and I started to smile inside.
Thank you. I'm grateful to her. Without her support, I wouldn't have been a volunteer for so long.
As we say goodbye to Yushan, we must remember the conservation volunteers who help preserve the pristine beauty of Taiwan's highest peak.